Air-Clips.com.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to Air-Clips.com. I'm Patrick, and today I'm looking forward to one of the coolest flights in our selection of ultimate cockpit movies here on Air-Clips.com. And I would like to introduce to you our host of today, Craig. Craig Amony is the founder and CEO and anything you can imagine of Air Chatham's, one of the major airline companies down here in New Zealand. Thank you very much for having me today, Craig.
Oh, it's good to be here.
Thank you. Obviously, in COVID times, it is not very easy to do cockpit films for you guys. And luckily here in New Zealand, we are on an island that has been very, very well managed in COVID times. So there is no COVID in the community right now here in March 2021. And this allows us also to do the cockpit flights. And just before we crank it up and go for the flight, Craig, if you could let me know, you're a pilot yourself, right?
Yeah.
And you are not our pilot today, but you are flying the Convair, is that right?
I do fly the Convair.
So, I mean, you're the world's last airline operating a passenger Convair.
That's right. It's scheduled passenger services.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I do think, I might be wrong with that, but I do think even unscheduled, I think for passenger services, the Charlie India Echo should be the last airframe in the world.
Yeah, that could be true. I don't know about that.
I think so. So being the man behind that presumably last flying passenger Convair, what does she mean to you? What does that? How did it come? You were having the Convairs here in Air Chatham's.
Oh, they're just an ideal aeroplane for us, really. We got them 25 years ago, our first one. And we've got quite a unique operation to the Chatham Islands that needs an aircraft that can carry a good load, has good speed to keep out of EDTO issues. And that was affordable too, of course. And the Convair really fitted it. We could modify the aircraft. The aircraft you're flying in today is a passenger aircraft, but our normal aircraft that we operate to the Chats is a combination passenger freight with a large door and cargo freight. So it's very good for an isolated island, 900 kilometers away from the mainland.
Oh yeah, and I guess she has a lot of power, probably can live with a relatively short runway combined with big loads, huh?
That's one of the things that's really unique with it. One of the things we've been able to do with ours is to have water methanol injection.
Ah, okay.
That allows us to operate off 1,300 metre runways and operate 700 or 800 nautical miles with a full load that not many turboprop aircraft can do.
I guess so.
And also have the speed on one engine to ensure that you stay within a normal operating environment.
Yeah. Okay. And so for you as a pilot, is it I know that pilots often tend to love, particularly the first airplane they've been flying on and so on, and you are having a very diverse fleet here.
Yes.
But for you as a pilot, is it just a good workhorse, or is it also an emotional aspect to it?
Obviously the Convair means a lot. It really means a lot for the Chathams as well. It's just an aircraft that has enabled it to do so much in its fishing industry in particular, and also developed its tourist industry. It's an aircraft that is cost effective even today. And
really? Even today?
Even today, yes, absolutely. It costs me on that sector when you add all the costs, and there's not really any difference between the ATR and the Convair operating on trips to the Chatham Islands.
Really? Yeah, it's because I guess the capital costs of the ATR would be relatively high, but the operating costs compensate for it equally.
And
interesting.
Yeah, it is. Done lots of sums on it, but the thing is that how long can you keep investing in these aircraft?
Yeah.
And that's what's really driving the change for us, is that we won't get the return of investment to go into the more modern navigation systems, ADS-B and the other things that you need, and what we call southern skies down here. So that's driving it. Plus, dare I say it on this film, the overall reliability of more modern aircraft is something that we do want.
Yeah.
So that does come with more modern airframes.
So there is, unfortunately, it sounds like there is a best before sticker on the Convairs.
Yeah.
And what's written below best before? When are they going to? Is there any rough time horizon when they might leave?
Well, actually, they're an amazing aircraft. They were continued to be developed even through to about 2005 with stretch Convair freighters, upgraded engines, the Series 3 Allison engine. Well, they also developed a lot of, what we call them water bombers, but firefighting aircraft.
Oh, yeah.
And they're still going to operate for another few years yet.
Yeah.
And then there are people who are still using them in the US as freight aircraft.
True.
AFL, I think.
AFL?
Yep. That's
Florida, I think.
That's right. And so there's quite a lot of them still flying. And there's the odd piston-powered Convair still flying as well.
Yeah, true.
So, but really when you look through the investment that we would have to put into the aircraft, you'd want another 10 years in operations like we're doing today. And we're not going to have that. It's not sensible for us to have that. So we have to put that investment into more modern aircraft.
But you can't tell yet.
Sad as it may be.
But you can't tell yet if they are going to survive until next year, 2022, or...
Oh, no, we are looking at phasing out our Convairs by September this year.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately.
My heart.
Whether we can find a home for one of them would be wonderful if we could. To see them go, but that's where it sits for each of them.
Oh, wow. Is the I mean, you being the owner and the head of the entire organization here, are you guys in touch with other heads of like Kelowna Flightcraft or IFL with other operators of the Convair? Yeah. There's an exchange amongst the...
Oh, well, they're the certifying organisation, Kelowna, and so we're with them. They're the type certificate holder. So we work with them a lot, of course. Okay. Other organisations not really, because Field Air or Freightways, Air Freight, they had 5 of them here for quite a... I mean, I think it's about 4 or 5 years ago since they started. Yeah, so... There were a lot of Convairs operating in New Zealand. Yeah. Really. I mean, I had my 3 or 4 and they had their 5.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Australia as well.
And now just, should some manager that you potentially even know from Kelowna Flightcraft watch our film here, our conversation, would you think it is acceptable that, we've done Nolinor Convair film, now we're doing an Ed Chatham's Convair film, but we've never done a Kelowna Convair film yet. Would you think this is something that can stay like that? Well,
I don't think so. Barry, of course, is still, I understand, the head of Kelowna. And he's really been the inspiration behind the.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
For you?
Without Barry, Convairs wouldn't be operating the way they do today, or as successfully as they do today. And it's really Barry who really pushed ahead with the stretch Convair. They did my combi modification, which Kelowna Flightcraft developed that for us, and then we've together further developed that into a more usable aeroplane.
So Barry, if you watch this, would you like an Air-Clips film on your Convair?
Oh, well, they should. They're still operating, I think, freighters, and they certainly support all the Convairs throughout the world.
Cool.
And
good to know.
And they're very good.
Good to know.
They're excellent people to work with supporting the aircraft. Yep.
Well, we'll give it a shot. We will ring you up and ask. But I think, now time is slowly getting short. I think today we've been very, very lucky. There was an ad hoc ferry flight coming in. Actually, myself, I can do this first leg down from Auckland to Christchurch today. Looking forward. Tomorrow I have to work, so I can't do this. but we will see with the crew. They might want to put the cameras themselves and film their continuation to the Chathams, the very classic route of this aircraft, of course.
Yep.
So whatever comes out, you will see it in a very nice Ultimate Cockpit movie right now, and I'm very confident. I'm very, very thankful here and now for you making this possible, Craig. Thanks a lot. In the name of many people.
You know, it's great. It's good that you're doing what you're doing. You know, it's a classic aircraft. It is a wonderful workhorse, and it deserves to be out there.
Preserved for future aviation lovers.
It does. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Craig.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The aircraft is just being prepared for a roughly 2-hour ferry flight down to Christchurch on the South Island. And during this flight, our two super charming pilots will tell you everything you want to know about Air Chathams and the Convair 580 as such. For many, many years, this Convair 580 here has been the working horse, the backbone of the Air Chathams fleet. And it's the last operator in the world that still flies the passenger configuration of the Convair 580. So this is the very last airframe worldwide here doing this. And then they have a combi version and a cargo version as well. Now, when we did our Nolinor Convair 580 combi flight and the full Ultimate Cockpit movie, you have the link down here. We also got in touch with Air Chathams, and the Chief Operating Officer, Dwayne, he was very open and wanted to go for it. We made a great plan to come here and to fly to the Chatham Islands with this beauty. And what happened? COVID-19. So everything was screwed. I could not travel, and at the same time, the regular flight services of the 580 here, they ceased. They are not happening anymore. There are no regular flights where you can just go and book a ticket. So now I'm here. Still COVID is going strong and the borders of New Zealand are widely locked. But I got my chance to be here nevertheless, just before this aircraft will be finally phased out. Until then, this aircraft still operates backup services when the now used ATR 72 is in maintenance. and also you can charter the plane for whatever purpose you need it to. And this is exactly what we're going to see today. This airplane has been chartered for a flight from Christchurch to the Chatham Islands. And unfortunately, I can only show you the first part personally, because tomorrow's Monday, I got to work. This came in super short notice and I can't do it. But we are very lucky. We can show you the whole picture now of the Air Chatham Islands operation, because we start this film with this beautiful ferry here, which is actually very good because I got more than 22 cameras fitted into the aircraft and quite a number of them into the cabin windows, giving you a holistic impression of the props, of the engines, of the flaps and everything. And we couldn't do that on a live flight with passengers. You see, now our crew is already boarding the aircraft. This is good. And then the last film will be our crew, and we will introduce him to you in a moment, taking you to the Chatham Islands on this Convair 580 with the passengers and all the cameras switched on without me. They keep it going, so this is really, really beautiful. And now I stop talking. Let's enjoy this beautiful aircraft. And the first thing that we are going to do is we will see the walk around, and thereafter a little crew briefing. And actually we're supposed to go in 22 minutes. Not much time left. Let's crank it up. Here we go. Ouch.
Welcome, my name's Daryl. This is Air Chatham's, and I will just take you for a walk around the aircraft and our pre-flight check that we do before every flight in the morning. Follow me around. All right. Generally, I work on things that I've seen go wrong before over on top of the standard walk around. Things that I've seen go wrong, tapping things, the steering unit. I usually give that a wiggle because that actually can come loose and cause all sorts of steering issues. And up in here, we're just looking for leaks, and most importantly, this micro switch up here. That there can give us a lot of trouble if it's not lubricated. If it's not, you just grab a bit of grease from down here. This one here, a little bit of a movement there. And if it's not greased up there, just grab a bit from here, put on, and it'll save a lot of embarrassment if this gear green light doesn't come on when we land. Checking the condition of the tyres, everything else is all connected there. Along the aircraft, we're looking pitot tube, skin, and in the belly locker, we're looking for any distortion of seal. Sometimes they can damage around here if they're using a forklift close. Nothing in there, and we've just got to make sure it's closed properly. Around here, just looking for any skin damage, anything like this. Oil cooler. Up in here, we've got some piccolo tubes and an inducer switch over here. Just got to make sure they're on the right side of things, and any distortion in there. Checking for any distortion on these props. We actually do a little knock test because inside here there is several tubes, gas-filled tubes, and we're looking at the cuffs. If there is one of these tubes that isn't full of gas anymore, it'll be a different sound. Looking for oil leaks. Right, so spinner's all good, intakes are clear, and then up and under here, checking the doors and up locks, checking to see if they're nice and lubed. Quite often they can be a little bit sticky, and we can just lubricate those up. We're looking for oil leaks, anything that's loose. AC pump up there, all the no oil leaks there, and brakes, pads are all looking good. Okay, just looking down the side of the nacelle here, nothing's in the exhaust of the GDC. Back out here without getting oily. I don't know why we've got white shirts being pilots, but. And just looking at the leading edges. Wingtip lights. Static lines, static wicks I should say. We've got the ailerons, the flaps are all in line. All the tank inspections all done up. We've got all of our nuts in the wheels there, they can come out. Moving the micro switch as they move. Tyres are all good. Out here, you're looking up into the tail of the exhaust there. The central exhaust should be centered. There's a couple of little wee pivots that can break, and it will sit down on its side in there, so that's all looking good. Under here, we're just looking at general condition under the aircraft here, and this is the fire extinguisher bottles up in here. We've got 2, and we're just checking to see if when it's come out of maintenance, the red is on red, green is on green, and we've got over 580 psi in those bottles, so they haven't been fired off. Batteries up, air conditioning duct there, it's all looking all clear. No one's left their lunch up in there, and the exits all looking all clear. And our outflow valves, they are bouncing in there, so they're not jammed. In general, just looking at windows and the aircraft skin. It's a good time to look at this side of the fin and rudder. All the rudder covers are all looking nice and tight to the fin, and under the elevator here, all the elevator control covers are all nice and firm. And the static wicks, same both sides, the outer one's on. Just looking at the leading edges, they get a little bit of damage. Windows, skin. And one thing we didn't do is check this side here. We've got 2 pins up in here. These 2 pins, if a bottle's been fired, the little pin extends out here. And we've got the 2 bottles, they've got a proper charge, red's on red, green's on green, they all look good. Okay, the battery is up. Once again, we've got all these bolts are all done up. New tyre, I see. Micro switch. And same thing this side. The exhaust is nicely centered. It's a pretty noisy old thing here. Hopefully you can hear us. And just looking underneath here. The further we get away from that ground power unit, the better. And the lights look good. And just checking those wheel bolts up and under here. Checking the gear doors for movement, and our op locks are on, our air bottle is on, and just checking for leaks. Anything's undone, everything appears to be in their correct positions. And we are checking the tyres, brakes, a quick look over the discs, and just a quick look over these blades. It's all clear, in case they left their lunch in there. And all the door seals, main door seals, look all good there. Okay, we're ready to go. And a good walk around, you should have hands like that. Okay.
So switch on everything?
Yeah, yep. Go for it. Jump seat locks out. It's very uncomfortable. I see you've got a cushion, which is a very good start. This is to get it back in, you just need to pull this up, fold the back of the seat down, pull it up, slide it in, and that's the way out. You'll see behind us we've got a door. These are actually quite new, these door mods. And should you need to get it unlocked in a hurry if we have an accident at any stage, this is how we usually unlock it up here, just by this. Otherwise you'll see the toggle, you'll see the one that's vertical up and down and it's red.
Yeah.
You just need to flick that anti-clockwise and it'll go green, and you can just push the door open and you'll be able to get back out.
But that's normal here.
Yeah. Emergency exits for us up the front are these windows here. They just wind back. You've got oxygen behind you, which is just a mask, and it's an on-demand one, so you need to suck in and make sure you've got a good seal.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there will be an X around somewhere. First aid kit's down the back. And obviously we're doing all this filming, but if you do see anything that you think that we've missed or something like that, make sure that you obviously tell us too.
Sure. Thank you.
Otherwise, do you have any questions?
No, just many thank yous, but no questions at this point. Thank you very much.
So, Daryl, you're good to get a clearance if you want.
I can certainly get a clearance.
I'll give him a brief after we've got that, and then we'll get underway.
Perfect.
Cleared the Christchurch 6 at flight level 220, airborne 500 feet, right turn, heading 140, maintain 5,015 miles. Auckland, requirement to be 4,000 by 6 miles. Auckland, Squawking 5254, Chatham's 580. Read back correct, and we're through to grid.
So we're on box 1, yeah?
2 at the moment.
Oh, you got ground over here.
Oh, have I? Okay, I'll
just
change that back. 1215, and I'll go company.
And I'll put you across to Com 1, so you...
Kadoki, Gibbons, covers and rudlock.
Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 pins.
And I've got a cover my side.
Cover my side, cover your side. Rudlocks, I'm guessing stowed.
Yep.
Pogo's not there, belly you've closed.
So, and Pogo's hatches. Pressurisation is set, and I'll just... Oh, actually, it's probably better if I leave it at the moment while you put it in. I can put it in if you like.
Perfect.
Gibbons, covers, rudlock.
Okay, you got 1, 2, 3 pins. Cover on my side.
Got to cover my side.
Rudlock stowed, Pogo stowed, belly's closed.
And Pogo's hatches, I did the belly, and hatches are all shut. Pogo's not applicable on this plane. Pressurisation is set. DC power switch.
Internal's checked on external 28 volts.
Cabin comp auto feather.
It's been checked.
And CB's fuel flows
up. And cross-checked yours, got the radios on at the moment.
Up, cross-check left, AFM. And all callers.
Auto.
NTS.
Checked and off.
Cabin notices.
On.
Gross weight CFG, we are 46 numbers, 2 up on the trim.
Posted set.
And E-handles HRD.
NMA.
Airspeed selectors are fast.
Set once.
Twice and 3 times. Fuel, oil, RE quantity requiring 6.5.
Yeah, we've got about 9,000, just under 9,000. Oil is good, RE's not required.
Airspeed selectors, fuel, oil, RE quantity is done. Annunciator gear lights.
Checked with 3 greens.
And sync control TDs.
Off and off.
Trim tabs.
Set once, twice, 3 times.
And AC pump.
On.
Park brake.
Is set.
Inverter.
Off.
And radio switches. Fans.
They're all off.
And they're all off. Nacelle doors, fuel caps.
And closed.
Open and closed. GDC.
Cool. I'll just give you a brief before we get the GDC running.
Okay. No worries.
It'll be a dry reduced 932, 3,000 horsepower, flaps 15 takeoff, runway 05 right. 46 numbers posted. We've got V1 103, VR 106, V2 108, BSECA 129. You'll call 80 knots, V1 rotate. Either one of us notices anything to affect the safety of the aircraft prior to V1, call stop. I will stop ahead, add or subsequent sec max power positive rate, gear up, climb at a V2 of 108 to a flat retract altitude of 500 feet. Accelerate to V2 plus 10, flaps 10, BSEC, flap 0. Visual recircuiting conditions with no landing weight restrictions, so we'll just clean up and enter the circuit and come back in. Otherwise, the departure through 500 feet would be a right turn heading 140, climbing to 5,000 feet with the requirement to be 4,000 feet by 6 DME Auckland. Terrain is visual, weather's fine, operationally I can't really think of anything. And I will be a 3.
Camera distraction.
Camera distraction. Okay, you're a 3? Okay, alright. Questions?
No, not at this stage.
Okay, cool.
And
And
I
good
can
for the
take that
GDC.
back. And GDC, and we are all clear. And go set it 2 on this one. And it takes a wee while to kick off on this machine, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a hot starter on one of these. I think it's on the left from memory.
Hello, hello.
Hey there.
Yeah, you're still here. And GDC,
Run start.
inverter,
Normal.
and TDs,
Capped.
sync control,
Centre.
radio outs, clocks, GPS.
Okay, we've got ground and tower on 1. We've got guard and company up on 2. Clocks are set. QNH is 10.2.
26.
26. Set with 20 feet. GPS is set here shortly.
I'd already entered it.
Oh, cheers.
So
Going through to Christchurch, Gold, New Plymouth, Elga, Pepto, Alada, Igiga, Christchurch
that's the same as this one.
at 1 mile. And I'm uncoupled nav for departure.
And I am uncoupled nav for my side. Okay, red outs, clocks, GPS done. Jetpack.
Is armed and uncaged.
ACAS 5254.
Checked, all go to on, looking up.
Mercy lights are armed, rotating beacon is coming on, and door lights.
Checked with 2 out.
Start panel.
GDC,
GDC.
ready.
Start arm.
Clear left.
And clear right through to start. Pressure's up, no rotation, RPM power levers, blade angles all checked.
No rotation, low ground start, checks
And I'm
left.
just going to get a start.
Cool.
Auckland ground, Chatham's 580 requesting start. Start approved, Chatham's 580. They've got a bit of a
1,
strange side tone,
2,
but
3.
it's readable.
4, 5, 6, 7. All good.
Yep, all clear on the right.
Indicating on 2, all clear. Buttons
Guarding. Rotation timing.
in. RPM.
And we are fuel flow.
Light off. $5,000.
We are positive pressure, pumps spread out, EDC's out. Hey,
Starter out.
I'm serious.
Step start 808.
808. Oh, that was nice.
Hey, flight instruments if you like, chat.
Go for it.
Okay, go fast with 22 knots. H is 11 rank, no flags. QNH is 1026, 20 feet. VSI is 0. Pointing 280 once, twice, 3 times up top. Standby AH is erect. I got runway heading bug 140 course and 5,000 near letter. And Neves GPS and tours. RMIs are to VOR. GPS is uncoupled nav mode. Tours you'll set. And Auckland in the navs.
And so my side, RMIs both VOR and uncoupled nav mode. So, temperature. We are below whenever you're ready.
Cool, cam's all good.
Yep.
Below 175.
And below 175.
Coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Indicating on 1, got the all clear, buttons in. Rotation.
Timing.
RPM. 2000.
And fuel flow.
Light off.
Positive pressure punch per hour.
Starter out.
And pump series.
Start 18.
18. Alright.
Start checks, please.
After start check, pressure control is through to EDC auto firewall, bleed valve lights, real check, start arm is back to normal, and door lights.
Check to it.
DC power switch.
There's plain battery.
Generators.
Online, lights out, load sharing.
GPU.
Is disconnected.
And top meters.
On.
AC panel.
Checked.
Checks are complete. Taxi checks next.
Yeah, we got a long taxi.
Yep. Chatham's 580 requesting taxi. Hold short of Bravo 3 and via Bravo. Chatham's 580.
Cool. And I'll go down on 2, please.
Down on 2. We're down on 2.
All clear on the left.
And that is Dave, all clear on the right. Golf buggy's going away from us.
Cool.
And have to
1-3 off
reset
blocks.
this 1-3. So,
Go for the taxis when you're ready.
yeah, okay. Taxis go. Flaps are being set 15. Sync control is set and TDs both capped. Auto feather is armed. And we have the 2 green lights. And trim tabs. We have 1 up. Right. Interphone. Hello. Next Dickie. All secure down the back. And we're on Combox 1. So, yes, we are the trim of 2 up is correct, 0, and you've set the add-on trim there, and flight instruments, you're complete. And crew brief.
It's complete, flat 15, 3000.
AFM. And Navage GPS doors.
That was complete.
Complete.
Yes, the Navage to come.
And the doors to come. T-miles looking up.
Cheers.
And set on set phone.
Flight mode.
Flight mode my side, and cabin was clear. RPM bleeds are next.
Cool. You can let me know we're ready if you like.
And Chatham's 580 will be ready on reaching.
Could indicate the GDC if you like, Daryl.
Capped. Now through Bravo 3 Alpha, hold short of Lima. Chatham's 580. Right. Pretty hot in here, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Keep your temps cool on the way up, please.
Yeah.
It's the cameras.
Could be.
You've got the warmest seat in the house, Patrick, or beside all those radios. That's where the flight attendants come in to warm up normally on the flights.
That's true, I can confirm that. I thought it was my excitement about flying a Convair.
Alpha to hold your Lima.
Afe.
So guys, here we are taxiing now to the active runway. You might have noticed that things just picked up some speed in the preparation. So our original plan to go over to the office, do the flight plan and briefing, it was all done in parallel. But never mind, now we are on the runway. Alex and Daryl, two super nice characters here, flying us down to Christchurch today, and I can't tell you how excited I am for sitting on this particularly world's last full passenger Convair 580. It's just beautiful. It's a lovely day, great day for flying. So, and soon we're gonna have the runway reached and off we go. And the sound here, you can feel the sound, you have the smell of a, let's say, an experienced airplane like in a museum actually. Yeah, no offense, really nice.
Continue hold Alpha 9, gentlemen, 580. Alpha 9.
Cool.
187, thanks, gentlemen, 580. And 187 is there. Genesis 580 is with use time, holding Alpha 9.
Chances, so pretty good.
What? Get off before him.
Get up behind it.
Can still give it a try, no?
Take it on the roll.
Oh yeah. Go below on both, eh?
We are below on both.
Okay, I'm on one.
Afe.
And two.
Afe.
Yeah, normal closed.
And alternators.
Checked.
GDC.
Capped.
Yep. Annunciator panel.
4 amber, 6 green.
Are we? Line up waiting 305 right, Gentlemen 580.
And Awi's not required. And line up
Cleared
checks
right, oh he's not required. And line up checks, go bugs and lights.
next. Set left.
Set right and any ice.
4 off.
And 4 on my side. And ACAS is TARA flaps.
15's confirmed.
Controls.
There we go.
And ready.
Looks like you're right to left. I've got right to left.
05 right, clear for takeoff, Gentlemen's 580.
All good.
Okay, I've got 4 at the top and I've got
Bottom.
14 rising and we are cleared for takeoff.
Cool. Good on the roll. And
On the
right to
roll.
left if you don't mind, mate. Stay with proper strap outs.
And trimming. House seat.
Check.
80 knots.
Right check. Controls.
V1 and rotate.
METO, thanks.
And setting METO now.
500, clear left.
Clear right.
140. Flaps up.
And speed is good. Flaps retracting, manoeuvring is 153. Control Chathams 580 through 1,800 feet, heading 140, climbing 5,000. Right heading 180, climbing flight level 220, Chathams 580.
Right turn 180.
220, 180,
climb power, please,
and climb power is being set. I hit that button 3 times in the end to get it to go across. Rightio.
Climb checklist, please.
And auto feather is off, so control is on sync, AC pump is off, and landing taxi lights.
Retrieval off.
And cabin signs,
Off.
pressurization, I'll start cooling the thing down and adding a bit of heat. Just a little bit, by the way. And hydraulic selector went bypass, gear stayed up, checks are complete. Transition checks are next. Right, departed. Temperature outside, +10.
Thank you. Speed to left. I took the gamble and lost.
Yeah. Five to 4, Christchurch.
Thanks.
Right.
So I've got parking at Dakota in Christchurch.
Brilliant, that's a good idea there. And he's going to come over, hopefully.
Nikki sent him a text when we left.
Oh, good. Yeah, So at the moment we're going through about 2,000 diff of about 2.8. Yeah, they did. So it should be
Good.
going pretty good. Hopefully there.
How did I get roped into flying?
Yeah.
I was like, because you do such a good job, Daryl.
No. No. See what I
Things
what I
go
might have
wrong when
said.
you're
I
flying,
might have
though.
said that because Alex is not flying it very often. It's better off if he gets the experience of it, and I can sit back and sweat away trying to keep up with the non-flying pilot role.
But I'm sure that you want to let the Eclipse viewers decide who did the better landing, and
Oh yeah,
Daryl is
yeah,
flying
yeah.
to the
you need a
challenge
camera on
tomorrow.
the landing on the wheel though. We've got a new tyre on,
Okay.
and it's got all the UE spikes on it. We'll see if there's any left.
What's that?
You know, all the moulding spikes
Yeah.
on a brand new tyre.
Yeah. Oh, we got a new tyre.
Yeah, we've got a new tyre.
Oh,
Directly Plymouth, Challenge 580. Direct, confirmed.
cool. Close. Couple GPS mode.
Direct New Plymouth and coupling. And what's it saying on yours? 174. And it's saying it's about 103 nautical miles. We were on headings for quite a wee while, weren't we? So we're up to altimeters, weren't we?
Yeah, 1013 set through flight level 138.
Yep, about 50 behind. And altitude alert.
Is 220.
Yes, cleared sync control. Happy with phase?
Go for it, see what happens.
Phase. And tours.
And standby, please.
And by. Traffic 15 lights all on, and pressurization. It's going well through 4,000 in the cabin, diff about 3.7.
Oh, it is.
So
That's
it's
great.
good. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to put any more heat in. Checks are complete. Cruise checks next.
What's our flight level going to be?
220.
220.
Yeah. They generally like to sit around 220, 240. Doesn't really seem to matter on the weight. You can almost always get up to that height, which is nice with these.
And right now, what would be the estimated arrival time?
Around about 5 to 4.
Sorry? 5 to 4?
5 to 4.
Okay. Well, it's not too much time then.
Yeah, when's your New Zealand flight? When's your flight back up?
Sorry?
You're flying back up this afternoon when we leave?
I will fly with Air New Zealand back here.
Have you already got a ticket? Or
Yeah.
So the time doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter. I got a flexible ticket, but
okay.
I think it's 7 p.m. now, so
Oh, good.
some extra time.
Thanks, Daryl. Done a wonderful job there.
I'm still sunny side, so it's still quite.
Oh, you're still overheating.
Yeah.
Do you put sunscreen on sometimes?
That should do.
What would you use? Would you go for a zinc base?
That's why I got the hat. I
Huh?
got the hat. I got
Oh,
the
yeah.
hat. Somewhere I've got the hat. Yeah, from the Australians love the zinc, don't they?
Does Davey have a hat?
He should do.
Should he?
Yeah. Should make a little hat for him. Don't they get cancer on the nose?
Pardon?
Don't they get cancer on the nose?
Dogs do.
Skin cancer, don't they?
I don't know.
I heard they do.
He's probably putting it in the wrong
We're gonna have
places, that's why.
You have to Google that. Hey, it's a clear day down south, isn't it? Great.
Yeah, it's nice. Do you mind going to New Plymouth ahead,
I
please?
certainly can. I'm going to make sure. Put it in. Okay. 5F2. Control channels 580 and climb flight level 220. They've identified New Plymouth.
Thanks, 320. What are we looking?
320 cabin is about 7.5 in the cabin, 7,500 in the cabin, and different about 3.9, 3.8.
That's great.
So that's all good. Ready to go.
Checks.
Well, I might get my glasses on, but 268. So yeah, you're right. There's probably a 20 knot.
Oh, we do better than that anyway this way.
Yeah. Did. It always sat about 100 higher than this one. That's going to annoy you all the way there, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty rusty, so I don't think it's going to really matter too much to me.
Rust is in fashion now.
Is it?
Yeah, everything's rusty. You know, cars, they take the paint off and give this rust look.
But they're sort of going away from like metal now, though. So there's no
Probably is. I'm probably
rust
10,
isn't really a thing anymore.
probably 10 years behind the fashions, don't they?
Yeah.
all
You
the
know what I
bars.
heard the other day? I was amazed. Apparently, bell-bottom jeans for women are back in.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
waiting
the
for
big
those.
bell flares.
I might still have some.
Do you have some?
I might still have some. I might still have some.
Were they yours or
No,
like an
they were
Exodus?
they were in the 90s, 80s and 90s. They came back in the 80s and 90s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, flared out sort of.
You have
jeans.
flared jeans.
I reckon I might have some somewhere.
Okay, I would like you to fish those out.
Yeah, if they haven't been used as oil rags.
Why would you wear them as oil rags? They're probably worth money now.
I can go buy some new ones.
Yeah. Could you please do the cruise checklist?
I certainly can.
I think we're doing really well here.
Okay, I'll bring the powers back. This one trips out really nice, isn't it?
It's just where you put the needle on the AH to have it flying straight.
Oh yeah, that's different, yeah. ACAS is looking straight ahead and AC/DC panels. DC's checked.
Oh yeah, that's me. AC's checked.
Altimeters.
I got 220 on the needle and I got 22030 on the window. So you just tell me what you
Okay, from your numbers,
difference.
there's 100
We're
difference.
flight level 22015.
But on your needle, we've only got about 70 difference. So
015.
we average all those out, we'll make it, won't we? Okay, so altimeters, good compasses.
About 170 once, twice, 3 times.
Well, mine's line up really nicely too. And fuel endurance.
Or I would give you an easy 3.6.
We got heat anyway, but I'll add it all up. So, I need my glasses here. 6, 7, 8, 2, 2.1, 2.6. 1 hour over and above at this stage, mid divert is 2,600 pounds.
What'd you have as a divert?
Just wood burn.
Okay, cool.
But we've got,
We could go to Christchurch
we've got
and come
nearly,
back to Auckland if we
nearly
want.
everything open to us here. Can't land with any more than 15,000 pounds of fuel on board, which would be fine.
Okay.
And engine systems and readings.
They are Nolan in the green on my side.
And checked on the right. Okay, how fast are you going?
So, where are we?
Making good progress. We've just past Raglan, you can see straight off the nose here, that's Mount Taranaki.
Oh, nice.
We've got New Plymouth that we're tracking towards at the moment. Make a slight turn to the left, so we'll turn to the east at New Plymouth.
I would prefer not to make progress just for flying longer, but
Yeah.
can't avoid it, I guess. Actually, Cameron told me on the ground that this machine here has extra tanks and can go really, really long with if it's
Sure
empty.
has.
Yeah, so it's got a fuel capacity of about 21,000 pounds, which gives it an endurance of about 10 hours.
10 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty good for, I mean, a turboprop, turboprops don't
unbelievable.
really have endurance like that. So it's
Yeah.
basically the whole wing root, so from the wing root right to the tip of the wing is fuel. What it means with this Convair is a little bit different. We've got 2 lots of fuel pumps because the fuel has to obviously go against gravity. It can't be gravity fed down into the hoppers for the engines.
Okay.
So it goes down to the sump and the belly and then back up to the
Cool.
engines. So this one we run the fuel pumps on all the time versus the other ones we turn them off once we get to the cruise.
This is amazing.
But
Like-
yeah, this is in terms of usability with the company, it's good because we can tank a fuel out to the island. Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
only way
yeah,
that
yeah.
we get fuel out on the island is we tank a fuel and then we defuel it through the fuel dump
Yeah.
trucks
Yeah.
and into the fuel truck on the island. So
Ah,
it's
cool.
really
Okay.
neat.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's come in handy a lot of times.
Yeah.
Being caught short on fuel.
So, and Alex, you are flying the Convair and the Saab, was it?
Yeah. So I've been flying the Saab more recently. I haven't flown the Cockpit too much recently, so I'm a little bit rusty, but that's all right. I've spent quite a bit of time on the Convairs before moving on to the Saab, so it normally takes about a sector and I get back into the swing of things before it doesn't feel so foreign anymore.
You know, when I'm filming outside of New Zealand these days, I'm only filming rusty pilots because it's really whenever I was doing a film in COVID times, you know, the crew wasn't flying for 2 months before the film or something. It's an issue globally.
This one especially, I mean, it doesn't even autopilot either, so I can't just...
Wow,
He's hand flying the whole lot.
Daryl's giving me the signal.
People on
But look
Air-Clips,
at the
they
day.
love hand flying.
It's a nice day.
It's beautiful. Let me take a pic of the mountain now.
There could be worse days to hand fly all the way down. By the way, on the inlets 170, 150, on the wings 200, 170. What we'd sort of expect to hear.
So, and the Convair is going to be retired most likely later this year or something.
It's very difficult to know.
It seems the retirement date seems very fluid. For Air Chatham's, there's a contract that gets used to do night freight. So our Convair CIB, that can either be a passenger or a freighter, is being used as a full freighter, and it's doing night runs.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it leaves at about 9 o'clock and flies to Christchurch on the same leg that we're doing now.
Okay.
And then back, and you finish up at about 3, 4 in the morning. So that's a pretty solid contract, and we don't really have anything to replace that sort of freighter thing. It's got its nice little niche, so hopefully that contract should keep them flying for a fair bit longer.
Something like upgrade issues maybe or so?
Well, we've got ADS-B's the next one, so it's really the avionics that are going to push these out.
Okay.
Out of the sky. So ADS-B was the first one coming up, but because of COVID, ADS-B is actually being pushed out a lot longer too. So
12 months.
We've got another year on that. So it was going to be the end of this year, and now it's the end of next year, from what I understand.
Okay.
ADS-B.
Okay.
So it's given it a little bit more of a lease of life. The other thing that was prior to that was the strengthened cockpit doors that you can see behind us now. That
looks brand new.
We never used to have those, so they got put in too. So that's obviously got that one done. But I mean, the thing is you could do an avionics upgrade and they could keep flying, but the cost of an avionics upgrade versus the capital cost of the aircraft don't sort of match up really to keep them flying, especially when you're burning a lot of fuel like these do.
Yeah, true.
Get it ready for landing.
Yep, exactly. Always keep an eye on the batteries. That's the most important thing.
I imagine you've been bitten in the past, have you, with the batteries?
Man, there's probably, I don't know, 5 full cockpit movies out there in Nirvana that I've lost because of stupidity.
I just heard a little beep, beep, beep.
That was me.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
I'm so used to hearing.
But you're already getting into the right mood here, yeah? That's perfect for operating the cameras on the next leg.
Yeah, well, with my little paramotor I've got, my camera, if I've got the throttle off, I can just hear the camera beep.
Oh, good.
Just.
So you trigger to it.
Yeah, and it's usually just when I'm coming up on the best possible spot, I hear a beep, 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 beep. No. It's gone flat.
Yep.
That should be able to see the volcano, ex-volcano down here.
Super nice, yeah.
It's actually a pretty good track for over the top of Mount Taranaki today.
Yeah, we don't normally see Mount Taranaki that well.
Oh, really?
It's usually a bit of a cat cloud on the top.
It was a fantastic moment that I changed the battery.
Oh, it's quite a wide angle.
No, it's going to catch it.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about yourself? So have you come over just for this, Patrick, or like?
No, well, actually, yes. I wanted to come over for this. Yes and no. I wanted to come over for this a year ago. I agreed with Dwayne that I wanted to come for doing exactly what we're doing today, here and now. Yeah, Convair, passenger flight, film, daylight. That was my dream. Yeah, and then came COVID.
Yeah.
So, and now I have a real life. I'm working also when I'm not doing this hobby here, and luckily this work brought me into New Zealand despite the closed borders.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep, that's really wonderful. And then I just, added a week of vacation over here, used the weekend now during work. This is why I cannot film the Chatham's flight tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Because I need to work. This is how I came here.
Yeah.
But guys, I mean, Daryl already got it.
These are no problem. So far no problem. This one here, no problem. These one under here, that's the same as those, so that should be all right.
You see, guys, Daryl is already, you know, refreshing his
yeah,
mind
it's distracts me.
on the Air-Clips lesson
That one's
that
going.
we had. And I prepared something for you, because obviously, you need the Air-Clips swag when you are filming all on your own tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And you know, would be great if you keep telling the people
It's gonna be pure natural.
And you know,
banter.
pure and natural, of course. And I think in order to bring you into the right mood, I brought you something. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Air-Clips.
Oh, cool, thank you.
Those. And then also, you know, my main job is actually, I think, to give to ease the crews, put them at ease, and have a relaxed setup. Since I can't do that tomorrow, I have created for you the Air-Clips Hollywood pills.
Oh, really?
Which Skittles in.
Ah, I was going to say, are they going to put me to sleep?
Yes.
Yeah, nothing in there, yeah, nothing else. Now,
Hollywood pills.
and
Tell me more.
That's impressive.
and the only other thing that you need at Air-Clips is a good roll of duct tape.
Ah,
That-
and perfect duct
It
tape.
holds together my entire life.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, thanks there, Patrick.
Sure,
Thank you.
sure. Thank you, guys.
But we had the DC3 going too.
Yeah. So far, it's only a flight on the competition schedule. Actually, I think I'm drawing the short straw on the DC3 of Chatham's.
Yeah.
Let's see. Still a week to go. And I don't remove the entire paper here. You can, you know, tear it off easily.
yeah.
But if you don't mind, I will bring you into the Air-Clips
go for it.
mode here.
I reckon that's just
I don't even
fine.
think that'll get taken down afterwards. I think it'll stay there until.
Well, then
we
you
get
can
tired.
remove the rest of the paper. I just took a, you know, tuck.
Yeah.
It's probably the only spot in the entire aircraft that is not visible in a camera, but doesn't matter.
That one's got to be able to get everything
Yeah,
in this
eventually.
Alex.
Yeah, it's been interesting that in the times when, like, in the pre-COVID, we've had a lot of people from Germany come over just to fly on the Convairs.
Particularly from Germany?
Yeah, it's quite surprising how many.
Yeah, and it was cool because we would bring them in the jump seat and they'd normally fly over. You know, they'd fly for so long. Just for some of them, it seemed like they told us they were just coming over just to go on the Convair.
Yeah.
It was nice to be able to do that for them.
Yeah, that's a pity now.
When we were operating in Tonga, I remember there was one gentleman that came across from Fiji to do a Vavau return,
Yeah.
and then he got off and went over to the international part, flew back to Fiji,
Yeah.
and then he couldn't get a connecting flight, so he had to stay a night in Fiji. He sounded disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
And he was going back to some, like Hawaii, and I just thought, wow, that's a major dedication. And he got the jump seat, so he was just beaming.
With it, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, super nice.
Well, the cool thing is I've noticed with the Convair is like the crew and then the people that are like yourself and that are actually are all quite interested in it. Like, you know,
It's funny.
we all enjoy the aircraft and
Yeah.
fond memories of them.
Yeah. Initially, I wasn't that fond of having to learn the Convair.
Oh,
No?
yeah.
Really?
No, Craig kept on hitting me up, the boss,
Yeah.
kept on hitting me up, and at the time I just sort of thought, no, it's just, I didn't, yeah, but hey, eventually he convinces everybody. He's very good at it. And then since I've been on it, I've gained a great respect for it.
The level of training that Darren does, though, like
Yeah.
I won't know in any other aircraft as good as what I know at Convair in terms of systems and how everything works.
Okay.
Because of just the level of training. Like we've been very lucky that our training manager Darren, who does the type ratings and that, is just knows it in and out, and he is more than happy to impart everything that he has.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it shows because it makes life a hell of a lot easier if things go wrong. That's for sure.
But what does it mean to you now when it really, I mean, sooner or later it will get retired? Well, what's that for you? Just one type gun or one type change, or is it, I don't know.
Me, I'll probably go back to the Metro, and they'll probably give me another type. They'll probably put me on one of the others. I've just told Craig whatever.
I don't. Nobody really knows. To tell you the truth, what will happen. It's actually. I don't actually mind flying two types because it keeps you a bit sharp. Like you stay a bit sharper on each because you're swapping and you're having to, always brush up on memory items or SOPs and that, or it might have been a while.
As long as it doesn't go over a week, and then start,
can sort of
falls off your fingertips.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you still fly it okay, but to pull off a nice landing or something like that,
Yeah.
you've got the perfect excuse if you're not flying it very often. Just helping them out.
So which one, do you recall any particular flight, anything particularly exciting or challenging or long distance or?
Which one are you thinking of?
I don't know.
I mean, related to aircraft, please.
Me and Daryl have had we seem to be shit magnets, really.
Yeah.
We've had quite a few things go wrong.
Shitmates, you said, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice term.
Was it Shizer magnets?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Something like that.
So I don't know. What's the most memorable one was probably the V1 Cup that we had.
Yeah, that was the one that took me a little while to relax after it.
Daryl did a great job. So Daryl was
we
flying,
both did a great job on that one.
and I was the pilot monitoring. We're flying out of Wakawe, which is just sort of over there, probably about 80 miles over there.
Oh yeah, been there yesterday.
And we took off. We had I remember it because the Ed Sheeran concert was on, and we had a full plane of passengers. We had like 49
or 50, yeah, it was
49 or 50 passengers. So we took off, and right on the V1 called Big Flock of Plover Birds came down my side of the aircraft. And generally you've had close calls before with birds, and you think, oh yeah, that's close. And I was sort of just thinking that just as the engine went pop and spooled down. And then the next one was rotate. So the Convairs are set up with when the auto feather system's armed, any interruption, if it senses a difference of 500 pounds of thrust between each engine, it'll shut that engine down.
Okay.
So we had the left engine shut down on us just on rotate. Daryl did a great job, pulled into the air, and shit, it did awesome.
Well, you gave me all the horsepower I needed.
It just gave us all the horsepower we needed.
It's
The
amazing.
controls were really, really nice and helped us out. So we took off, cleaned up, and went through all of our normal memory stuff. But Wanganui is quite a short runway. You don't really want to be going in there sort of single engine, and there's not a lot of emergency.
So what did you do? Go to Auckland?
So
or?
Palmerston North.
Okay.
So Palmerston North was only about a 10-minute flight. So we just got given direct tracking. It was a day like today, so we were lucky there. So we got direct tracking, and I think we went 3,000 feet. We just did a nice little scenic at 3,000 feet, single engine, down to Palmerston North. And Daryl went in there, still sweating profusely.
Probably. I would be definitely sweating.
Yeah, sweating profusely, and landed at Palmerston North, and we taxied it in. And one of our engineers lived in Palmerston North, or close to Palmerston North at the time. So we called them up, and I thought the engine was gone. And obviously, you obviously go for the worst. And called them up and told them about it. Went down and saw the passengers and told them what happened. And they all went inside the terminal, and our engineer showed up, and he goes, "Oh no, you just got to pull the bird back out." So it was me, I think. I got up, and I think I could get up. I got up to my torso. I think Daryl was pushing my legs so I could get him further because the blubber was right at the start of the compressor. And,
how did your shirt look like afterwards?
Probably wasn't clean actually.
Yeah, that part was clean. The bird bounced off the spinner, I think, and then went straight in.
Yeah, so we had one that went off the side of the fuse, one that went into the engine, one that went off the side. So anyway, I pulled out the remaining bits of the blubber, and we were able to redo it all and start the engine up and do an engine run, and the engineer signed it off because it had obviously just auto course it to protect the engine.
Yeah.
And we boarded back up the 48 of the 49 passengers. So one person didn't want to come.
Really?
Yeah, one person.
I thought we got them all back on.
No, we didn't get them all back on.
There was a bird lover, yeah?
And they all jumped back on the plane, and we all got in again. And we went on up to Auckland, and they went to the Ed Sheeran concert and had a great time. And
had a good story to tell
we
afterwards.
had a beer. And, but I think we were sitting there, we're doing about 200 knots indicated on one engine at 3,000 feet.
At least, yeah.
She was getting along pretty bloody quick. And I even had time to have a bit of a look out of the window and sort of appreciate it, get a couple of pictures of the engine. And,
engine shut off. There was nothing rotating anymore then, right?
No, they're pretty impressive. The Convair, the blades, if you get, you'll probably see it in the cameras. When they're feathered, even when they're at full power, they're pretty close to course. There's not much more. So what we can do is, in terms of an engine failure, it's power levers full forward, because you've actually got what's called a mechanical low pitch stop and a hydraulic low pitch stop. So the rigging and the power levers, that actually brings the blade angle up pretty well close to feathered anyway.
Okay.
And then the feather pump's there, and the feather motor is just there to just get it that little bit extra towards feather. So
Okay.
it's not too much more to get it up there. So that's a pretty good design of the Connies. That
Cool.
they're taking a huge bite, and I mean, the props are only going around at about 1,040 RPM.
Okay, yeah.
So when you see the size of the blades, they're taking
Yeah,
a
it's huge.
pretty good chunk of air. But remembering they're a prop jet engine, so
Yeah.
we've got 300 horsepower of usable thrust out the back, and then the rest from the prop
That's
that
a
the
lot.
prop creates. But yeah, that was definitely a memorable one. Like, you know, the thing with the Convair is you never, or with anything in terms of flying, never really know how good you're going to be until it happens, or how you're going to deal with those kind of things when they actually happen in real life. You can train for everything, but
Yeah.
when it happens in real life, you definitely have that fudge factor, you know, that
Yeah.
what has gone wrong, or has this actually gone wrong,
Yeah.
and then you just sort of have to count to 10 and then
But the
Crack
Wanganui
on with
runway
it.
is very short. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
must have been scary.
Our simulator on the island has really been good
Yeah.
here, and
Yeah.
it's just brilliant.
what else do we have? Not too long ago we had a
Pressurization.
yeah, we're up at flight level 250, so that's basically as high as you can get in these certified, and then we had a depressurization.
Whoa. Rapid or?
Yeah, it was a rapid. So these will have what's called an EDC in them, so that's an engine-driven compressor.
Okay.
So a lot of the new turboprops nowadays, they provide the pressurization bleed air off P3 bleed air or off a stage bleed air. But this and the right engine has a dedicated compressor, engine-driven compressor that comes off the accessory gearbox to provide the air to pressurize the aircraft. So the shaft to that short, and so we lost all pressurization in 250. So that was another good one. I think we're IMC for that one.
Initially, yeah.
We're IMC, and it was good. We only had it was just a freighter. So about this point too, actually, but we
Okay.
were going the other way.
Yeah.
Enough detail. Otherwise, I start getting scared.
That happened. It was pretty straightforward. Daryl was flying once again, and just chopped the taps, and
That's
we had
why I
oxygen,
gave-
oxygen we could put on, so that wasn't a big deal. So get down to a flight level where we got about 10,000 feet, and carried on up to Auckland. So yeah,
Is
we've
it
had a few things, but
Just gone forward to Nelson.
cheers.
Is it always you flying together then, or?
We had a few. Yeah, we had a
have
few,
had
didn't we?
quite. I've had an engine failure with another captain.
We've had a hydraulics failure where it was a total loss,
Yeah.
where
That
we couldn't
wasn't
get.
me. I'm
Yeah,
not
that was
hydraulic,
Alan.
so I'm sort of I get more like engine pressurization.
You had a
He
total
likes
hydraulics.
he likes to
there.
specialise.
Yeah. We all specialise in failures at the same time.
Hydraulics,
You had it full.
full hydraulics failure, just getting retracting the gear out of Rotorua, and one of the main gears actually did come up. The other one it blew just about when the second one was coming up. It's slightly out of sequence, I think.
Yeah.
And the tower is actually telling us just as we're working it out that, you know, the gear wasn't coming up. So dropped it back down, and the tower actually said that they think they saw the plume
Ah, okay.
of oil.
Ah, okay.
So we basically just had the 3 gallons left on the in the reserve. We flew it. The flaps weren't up too, I don't think. So yeah, 170 knots all the way through to Palmerston. The same thing. Getting radar vectored. So the landing was flapless. So yeah, we did get the flaps up. Flapless, no brakes, and gear were down and locked mechanically. So yeah, it worked out pretty good in the end.
Had another beer afterwards, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, it all comes down to it's a very safe aircraft still.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they are brilliant.
Your
yeah.
operation is obviously up to speed for coping with such situations. So
We're very lucky in terms of our engineering department. They've also got a very good amount of experience with the aircraft too. So, you know, the way we get taught in our ground courses and that, we can generally fault find what's going on and lead them in the right direction when things aren't going right. That they're able to fix things pretty quick, and they've got a pretty good understanding, especially a couple of the guys are really good on the Convair, so it makes it's just easy.
great.
So,
I saw even the tooling in the hangar. It's so nice to see on the wall. The DC-3 and Convair
Yeah.
580 tools, they are lined up really, really nice.
Yeah.
This aircraft has the, it's perfect for the Chathams because it can really pull out a lot of weight. Still, it doesn't have weight restriction
Big
on the
crate.
Chathams or something, yeah?
Yeah, so this one in particular, CIE, it's probably not as good for the Chathams as what our other one, Charlie India Bravo, just because it's the combi.
Okay.
And it's got a lot more usability. This one doesn't have anti-skid in it, so
Okay.
the anti-skid STC gives you an extra 1,000 pounds on your landing weight.
Ah, okay, yeah, good.
So we don't have that, so we lose, but CIB does, so you've got actually an extra 1,000 pounds on CIB
All right.
to get out to the Chathams in terms of landing, because most of the time leaving Auckland or basically anywhere out of New Zealand, it's the landing weight restrictions that we have issues with,
Oh, okay.
and not the takeoff weight restrictions.
Oh.
So Echo here is the last passenger.
This is the world's last flying all-passenger Convair plane,
Okay.
period.
Yeah,
So it's really history, yeah.
So it's a bit of a shame actually. They should
Really?
have in Wanganui, when you were down at Wanganui yesterday.
Yeah.
The other Convair that we had, Charlie India Foxtrot,
Okay.
that got bought
Yeah.
by somebody. And the Fuse, that was an all-passenger Convair as well. And the
Okay.
Fuse is sitting there, and we fly over it every day. It's on the extended centre line for runway 11 on
Oh,
Wanganui.
really?
And so we fly over it every
So he wants
time
to.
we're going in there.
What does he do with it?
So he's bought it, and I think he had the dream to try and set it up as accommodation, as sort of like an Airbnb, sort of like a novelty accommodation. It's,
So guys, you can sleep in a Convair then at least.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
don't make it to fly anymore
Yeah,
in a Convair,
yeah.
you can sleep in a Convair. That's good.
exactly.
Well, I hope he finishes it off.
He hasn't done a lot of work the last time I saw it. It's still very much sitting
Transport
there.
was expensive, I guess.
It was, yes.
So and then yeah, I mean this is already super rare. But then I was told that on the Chathams you're operating the world's last Convair simulator. Is that right?
That is correct, yeah.
I hope next weekend I'm going to be on the Chathams and I
Oh yeah.
can yes with the ATR 72.
Yep.
Hopefully Darren's there.
And I can only hope that we can have a look at it and show it to
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys as
yeah.
well. Huh?
And the cool thing about that was that was actually an actual aircraft, and they cut the,
Oh, really?
cut the cockpit and all that up of it, and then turned it into a simulator.
Wow, but
so
it has
wasn't made as a dedicated simulator. It was an aircraft first, and had scenes and time in the air
Yeah, it's
before.
made by Curtis Wright.
Yeah.
but it's static, right? It's not a.
It's a static, so
Fixed base. Yeah.
they call it a flight training device. So we've got no
Oh, yeah.
visuals out of it,
Okay.
and it's just all instruments that we've got.
All right.
But it's good. It's perfect for us because it's procedures.
Okay,
It
yeah.
does the procedural stuff in terms of and the CRM stuff, using working together. So
Yeah.
it works great. So doing a type rating in a Convair is pretty cool because you do all the stuff in the simulator and you learn about it. But then you actually go and get to fly the aircraft
Yeah.
around and go install it and go and do low-level circuits,
Yeah.
do all that fun stuff that you don't really get to do in these kind of aircraft.
But in lieu of the full motion simulator, you probably have to do training flights occasionally as well on the real aircraft, or?
Yeah. So as part of our, if we do an OCA, or so for the type rating, part of our type rating is done in the simulator, and then a part of it's done in the real aircraft itself. And yeah, you get to do some cool things. Cool things in the aircraft, stalling,
What?
low-level circuits.
On the
Stalling
training
to the
flight?
buffet, yeah, stalling to the buffet on the Convairs.
Wow, how slow can you go then?
They go pretty slow.
Oh,
Maybe
it's
110.
full flat. Yeah, it gets right down there.
They're a pretty
Yeah.
cool machine. I mean, their
Wow.
threshold crossing speed at flat 40 at all up weight's 100 knots.
Yep.
So it's pretty slow, really.
Yeah.
They're massive wings, though, like the
Yeah.
5800 Convair, which is a stretch version, is effectively just the same Convair wing,
Yeah.
gruntier engines and more. So, I mean, the wings can lift a hell of a lot more. They can lift, up to 8 ton. But
Wow. Yeah, the 5800. There was one in New Zealand as well, huh?
yeah,
it's
that's
gone,
correct.
huh?
Yeah, it's gone back over to Kelowna, and it's still flying over
Oh.
there at the moment.
Oh, great.
But that had a full avionics upgrade
Okay.
through it too. It was quite a slick machine. I never saw it inside of it, but we've got a couple of people flying for us now that used to fly it. So
Prefer the classic stuff.
yeah.
So it's a shame, yeah. This flying on such a nice aircraft and having a bit of a chat. The time goes so fast. I could stay here for hours.
Oh well, yeah, it stops me having to think about all my tracking and everything like that. The fuck, just let the plane sort of fly
You're doing
itself
all right.
and not have to worry about anything. When I stop thinking about it, then I do all right.
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, just for the viewers, it's really hand flown all of the time, right?
Yeah,
It's
just this one. Yeah.
It's all pure hand flying. But obviously, we have an expert in trimming here. Yeah.
These trim wheels are nice actually. They're quite nice to use.
Alex does a great job. There's hardly any input during our flight on cruise here.
So, what do you like? What do you like about the Cockpit? Like you've obviously what about the Cockpit that makes you so enthusiastic about it?
I don't. Can I tell you? I mean, it's just one of it's. I think it's for me. She represents a gone generation of aircraft.
Yeah.
It's a gone generation of aviation, and this is one of the last survivors. It's not just. I think it's for me. It's probably not just the last flying passenger Convair.
Yeah.
It's the last of her kind, so to say. Of
steam driven.
So, I mean, all these aircraft. What did we have back in those days when they were flying? The same engines like the Lockheed Electra and so on. It's all gone.
Yeah.
Viscounts were flying in parallel, I think, pretty much.
Yeah.
At the same time, what else did we have back
Yeah,
then?
did you have the Hawker Sidleys?
Hawker Sidleys,
with the darts on them?
748 or what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, exactly. And all this, it's all gone. Hawker just retired permanently at Air North as well, so that's lost as well. So this is really something that I like. I'm interested in classic aviation, and I'm interested in preserving that.
Nice.
Something of it, yeah.
If I could capture the smell here, I would do it. Yeah.
It smells like a museum. I'll notice like flying a Convair, if I go and fly a Convair, all my clothes smell like Convair when I finish. I actually have to wash it every time after it, because it does, it smells like an old museum.
Yeah, but it's cool. I did a little cheat sheet here.
Yeah.
The aircraft was built in freaking 1957.
As what? As a
This
full
This
body?
one here. I think originally...
On the tag here.
Here's
so-
the
tell you originally what it
this
was.
one. I think it was... Here it says 440.
Yes,
Yeah.
But the
440.
records in the office say
340,
it
is it?
was originally a 340.
Yeah.
Okay.
Converted in a 440 and then converted in a 580.
Oh yeah.
That's what Cameron told me before. And then she was delivered to Union Oil Company of California.
Yeah.
In 57 she went to Gulf Oil Company again, next company.
I heard one of its first missions was flying around the world.
Sorry?
I heard one of its first missions that did a world trip
Oh yeah?
with one of those oil companies.
Oh yeah.
Darren was telling me, or it might have been Brendan,
Must be cool.
that it was all the executives jumped in and they just went for a trip around the world.
Yeah.
Hey, the extended tanks, they make it easy.
Yes, it's probably this one. Then in 71 it went to Rowan Drilling, so still in this 75 RDC Marine. And finally it got into the airlines only in 1996, Era Aviation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 2005 she came to Air Chathams, and then she hopped back and forth, still under the same registration. Vavu Airways, Air Fiji,
There's the Tongan
Oh,
operation up
yeah,
there.
chartered.
Chathams.
Yeah, least.
Air Fiji, Air Chathams,
Yeah.
Chathams Pacific.
We were operating.
Chathams.
We were operating in Fiji though,
Wow.
up there.
And did it have a Fiji livery back then?
No,
No, it wasn't Air
exactly the
Chathams.
same.
It was just straight
Just-
white with the polished belly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they look pretty cool, and they're just the white look, just white with polished belly on them.
Yeah, it's
that
nice.
was the
I mean,
best
it
one
looks
for me.
pretty mint, yeah? Really nice. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, top of descent is not too far probably already, huh?
No, we're not too far. We're just over here in Nelson, so that's Nelson down there. That's my hometown.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know, maybe 40 miles time. Probably looking starting to head down. It's runway 20 in use, so we're landing to the south as well. So we have to go down a bit earlier to give us a bit of a slowdown. It's one thing that these don't do very well is slow down.
Okay.
And go down. I'm just going to get the ATIS guarding box 1 for us. Okay, I'm back on box 1 and I've got the ATIS.
So we're on 1294 now. You told me it was Papa 1028.
Cool, that's exactly right.
Perfect.
Papa issued at time about 25 minutes ago. ILS DME and 02 dry, wind is 0609 knots. It's varying between 010 and 090, 40 k's viz. Fuel at 4,300 and 20 degrees down there.
Okay. So visual approach from 02, isn't it?
Yeah, 1028 down there. 2,000 foot wind is 030 at 30 knots, so
What was the surface wind again?
060, nice northeasterly 9 knots.
Do you want to do 1-1?
Just want to try it out.
I like
1-1.
cross vector.
Thing is, it's not going to save us anything because we've got to backtrack along 1-1 to get to Dakota.
No, 1-1 because we're landing to the east, so it's like Dakota Park to the end of 1-1.
Yeah,
So we just
okay.
turn off.
Yeah, right. So in that case, it'll be a left to right, 9 knots. Bit of a
much.
crosswind for you.
But it's going to be crosswind on 02 as well.
Oh, not much. Oh, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
We'll work it out when we get closer if it's traffic, eh?
You want a challenge from the sounds of it.
I'll do a visual approach regardless.
Yeah.
Well, scene brief will be visual approach either for 02 or 1-1.
Okay, and
Top of the scene. Still haven't got Christchurch up yet.
I'll mention it. It should be there by
It
now.
should be coming through shortly. But this height maybe 80 miles from Christchurch.
80 miles Christchurch.
Terrain's going to be visual. Weather's pretty good. Operationally, can't think of anything. I'll be 3.
Same.
Fuel-wise, we've got enough to divert and have a talk about it before we have to go anywhere.
Hey, Phil.
Heavy.
You're going to just talk about your donuts, ain't you?
Oh yeah, you didn't remind me. Where are they? I gotta eat one at a time. Top of the scene.
You'll get one down you?
Yeah, I gotta eat a donut.
I haven't got
I would
enough.
actually like it. Oh, yeah, that would be great, Daryl.
I haven't got enough for everybody, that's the problem.
Do you want to have one? I'll share half a donut with you.
Would you share?
Yep. You split it and I'll choose.
Okay, I've never got into one of these before. Okay, which one do you reckon we should try?
If you split one of those cream-filled ones, it's going to be really messy. So maybe we split
You've done this before.
one of these ones.
Okay.
But if you split that one, you'd have to go that way. So each of us got
Yeah,
an equal amount.
I
of
think you'll be counting the crumbs, won't you?
peanuts. I would be, yeah. So I'm going to go for this white one with the chocolate.
That's my choice.
That was your
Well done.
choice?
Yeah.
Ah, look at that.
Now, bear with me. I've got a knife. See, the normal old thing, when we had to break something in half in my family, the person that breaks into half
Yeah.
doesn't get the choice.
Yeah, so you're breaking in half and I'm choosing which half I get, yeah? I'll just take that one.
Oh, you took the smaller one.
Ah. Oh, it's going to make you feel even more worse about making me fly as well.
Yeah.
I'll take the small one.
Only 2 miles, we've got the DMB.
Yeah, the seat checklist, please.
Just seat checklist. Pressurization is being set for 1028. And that is set. Fuel and hour quantity.
Yeah, it's been discussed. We've got about 5 on board, 5-7. Maybe about 5, I'd say.
And approach brief Ray.
Has reviewed the visual for 1-1 or 02. Any questions?
Almost there from here. I got the plate ready just in case, but sounds good. And landing data card. It is 46 numbers. Is up there. I'll go 43.
It'll be like 28, 98, 96, 99. It's been a while.
It's close. I can't read within one of that.
Can you not?
Okay. So, 43 numbers, yeah, flat 28.99, and altitude alert.
It's 220 currently.
2 car Maycast is looking down. No, sorry, that's that one.
That's it.
The other looking down. About 7 miles away, just passing the old Kaikoura's there.
Too much longer. There's going to be snow over here, I'd say.
Chatham's 580, top of the seat. Down to 1,000 rate of terrain with Papa 1028, Chatham's 580.
Do that for you. 2007.
Thank you, that's set.
And Leaving 220 if you're happy.
Yep. I haven't been in a Christchurch daytime for a long time.
Have you not?
It's been a long time since I've been in any daytime, I reckon. Oh, I might have. And Kevin is coming down just through 8,000 diff for 3.5.
Might let control know they were keen on the visuals, but we're planning on the visual. There's no hurry.
So where are we now?
Just crossing over a place called Hamner Springs.
Yeah, you can see it directly down there.
You can see the Canterbury Plains out to the right here.
Okay.
Banks Peninsula. You can start to see a little bit of out to the left. You can see a big bay. A big bay on the left-hand side here, and then that's the Banks Peninsula out there. It's a big dormant volcano. It was a volcano, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, the whole Banks Peninsula, when you see it from 40,000 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the side's blown out of it, obviously, and that's
Yeah.
where Akaroa is in there.
Oh, what do you know?
Let's hope it's dormant for a lot longer.
And Christchurch is straight, or?
Slight to the left of the nose. You can start to see the built-up area now.
Okay.
Yeah, to the left of the nose, about 15 degrees. We're going out to a waypoint, Giga, which we turn about 20 degrees to the left and head into Christchurch.
Okay.
I would have thought they've given a more direct one now, but
Yeah, that's what I thought about asking about the visual approach. That might have given us the.
might have. Yeah.
Beautiful mountains.
Hey, it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Yeah, great day.
Mount Cook.
Yeah, that is Mount Cook.
Yep, you can see
really?
the highest mountain down there is Mount Cook.
Is
It's got, looks like it's got a little wee flat top on it.
Ah,
Yeah, that's Mount Cook, and it's very clear.
Is it Mount Cook because the flat top? That
No.
reminds you of a chef's hat.
Yeah, could do.
oh yeah?
That's where the Mount Cook name came from.
Really?
But there is another name for it now, isn't there?
Well, it's Auraki Mount Cook, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Essence. 120.9, channels 580. One 4 down here, isn't it? And Christchurch approach, channels 580 on descent 1000, and we have Mapar 1028. Direct the Christchurch VOR and anticipating visual approach, and would runway 11 be available. Oh yeah. Down to 10,000, channels 580.
And when you're ready, the transition checklist, please, Darryl.
Rightio, cabin signs.
On.
And altimeters 1028.
Set through 13.5.
And it's over my side about 100 below you. Altitude alert.
Is 10,000.
Jaws ACAS.
Come on.
And that one is coming on, and I'll go to 40. 7 set phone.
Is quite moved.
Pressurization is through 4.5 diff up 3. And AC/DC heaters, DC's off, AC's off. Fuel panel,
5 and 6 hits.
hydraulic reservoir.
Check full.
Selector is going to pressure. Down to 6,000 and anticipate left base runway 1. Thank you. Channels 580.
6,000 set.
Okay. So we're up to hydraulic reservoir set, hydraulic selectors to pressure. Pressure is 3,800 and air pressure.
1,700.
Lights all on and cabin.
Secure.
And cool. Checks are complete. And pre-landing checklists are next. And 6,000 set. Start to see a bit of Christchurch now. There's a little wee township just in front of Christchurch, Rangiora, and just above that, the base of the hills, you can start to see a bit of the built up area of Christchurch. One to go.
6,000. Well, I got the airfield inside. I got the biggest smudge just there, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got the airfield there. There's nothing in the way. There was paper towel somewhere.
I'm going to muck it up while I wipe the windscreen.
Go ahead. No problem.
You happy to call visual approach, James?
Please.
Jets 580 requesting visual approach. Visual approach down to 3,000, join left base, runway 11. Thanks, Jets 580.
3,000 set.
Bit of a misapproach. Runway heading to 1,000 feet, left turn on a heading 060 to 4,000. Jets 580. That's the first time we ever got that.
Sweet
stuff.
Professional stuff. 5,000, we have pre-landing checklists.
Hey, fair. And fuel boost pumps are already on, and airfall anti-ice is out. AC pump is on with a light. Are we?
Required.
And landing gear to come.
These are called Airways water method injection.
Say again?
Water methanol injection. So
Yeah.
it pumps water methanol into the intakes to effectively reduce the ambient temperature.
Okay.
So you get more horsepower sort of out of shorter runways.
On
So
hot
all
days.
of-
Hot
on
days.
So all of the Chatham's Convairs have water methanol, which is pretty snazzy.
Thank you.
It's got a good bit of boogie when it does go along. You can get about 4,000 horsepower out of the engine.
Oh,
You do.
wow.
But when you turn it off, it's everything just sort of stops. It has a big wind down. It's like it's letting out a big breath. It's like, yeah, it carries on.
Good.
Right, that's one to go for 3,000.
If you would like to just go direct to that, and I'm going to OBS on there.
Or you want to OBS NZCH.
OBS,
That'd be right in the intersection, wouldn't it?
Swap 10's OBS there. You've got to press OBS on your side on this one.
Yeah, that.
Remember?
Yeah, old Foxy.
Darren, eh?
Old Foxy. Yeah, because this is on the VOR.
It's good.
The VOR.
It'll get us in the right position.
Yeah.
Approaching freedom.
Hey,
Oh, look, somebody has taken off out of Rangiora down there.
yeah, I think we were going over top of Rangiora.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
There's another one down here called Forest Field.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere down over this way.
What would you name an aerodrome if you had one?
You got to give me a bit more time than that.
Darrell's Ditch.
Down to 2,000 to the tower, 184, thanks, Chatham's 580. So, 300 to go for 2,000. Forest Field's quite hard to see.
What, Darrell Doon? Like Bonnie Doon, but Darrell?
You said Darrell's Ditch.
Darrell's Ditch?
Yeah.
I like that one.
That
I
had an
thought Darrell's
interesting
Ditch was
ring
pretty
to it.
good. Pettit Air Park.
Pettit what? Air Park.
In memory of your dog.
Oh, Davy's Ditch.
Well, we're in good shape anyway. Got a gear speed. We descend shortly. It'll work out quite well.
Unrestricted, thanks, James 580.
Yes, in 40 out.
Is that for us, whatnot? Gotta be looking, James 580. 4,000 for the bus. And
Alright, nice and square it up now if you're happy.
Hey,
And speed check, gear down please.
and speed is good. Selected. Few contrails above us there.
Yeah, it's good, eh? It looks like he's going straight up.
Okay, there we are, 5 miles. We've got 4 greens.
Oh, good.
And so it's landing gear is sorted, hydraulic reservoir, nose wheel steer,
Check.
landing taxi lights,
Turn it on.
and flaps.
And 17 please.
Speed's good, going 17. Selected, manoeuvring 122.
28, final.
Speed's good, going 28.
Can we roll out if you just don't mind asking for a wind check, please?
Hey, and manoeuvring now is 117 knots. And we're approximately 3.5 miles. And Channel 580, just requesting a wind check. Thanks for that. Don't clear to land runway 11, Channel 580. And look good. 1 red, 3 whites, and I'll get you a wind in a sec. 136, 136.
And so
a lot of wind.
left to right, right to left to right.
Hey, looking at that, you got 1 or 2 knots on the nose, and plus around about 22, and you got about 500 of the powers. We have 4 greens, we've got a landing clearance, and plus around about 18, and you got around about 300 on the powers there. Zero wind at this stage. Plus 10. 300, 400 on the powers, look good. Plus 5. Oh, lovely. And retracting flat.
Go tops.
And Nathan.
Lights going.
Go to this frequency, thank you, Channel 580.
Inverter.
Inverter. And they're both stable.
Yeah.
Alright, afters are coming up. And that one can come down. So, after landings, flaps are up, trims are neutral, sync control is set at MFDs down to standby, and ACAS is down to standby anti-ice. 4 off my side.
4 off my side.
And strobes landing taxi lights.
Check.
And they are off, clear of the active runway there, and flight plan is terminated. Checks are complete. Approaching ramp checks are next.
Brakes are checked.
And brakes checked. Hydraulic pressure is 2,800. And shutdown checks are next. So time 1 hour 33, not bad for down. That's our normal spot, isn't it?
I just go park in our normal spot if you're right with that, Daryl.
Yeah. see far too much.
You ready?
Okay, park brake.
Is it?
Low speed ground idle.
Is confirmed.
And jetpack.
Is armed and engaged. Off.
Pressure controls down to old deer. Emergency lights are off. Sync control TDs.
Off and off.
Torque meters.
Off.
NTS.
Armed.
Radio switches, fans.
Times are good.
Times are good. Yeah, I got those times. We took it down over there. Yeah,
Cool.
at least 2 minutes. It's cut. It's cut. Through 2000 engine secure checklist.
Go ahead.
NTS,
Checked and off.
fuel pumps,
Off.
oil coolers,
Off.
inverter,
Off.
AC pump,
Off.
and cabin signs.
Off.
Rotating beacon, just holding on there. What have we got on fuel? 5,000.
Cool. Prop stopped on my
And,
side.
Oh, mine. The brake's a good brake, that one.
Yep. All good?
It wouldn't kill. It's
Okay.
off. Okay, final flight's now sailed all CBs.
Close pulled.
And oil coolers,
Close.
fuel flow breaker switches,
Pulled.
DC power switch,
Off.
and oxygen is coming off. It is off, pressure's released. And logbooks will be
Cool.
coming
Get
up
those
there
done.
now. Gear pins covers to be done.
Thank you very much. Big thank you to Alex and Daryl for taking us along here the way. And it was not only just technically a flight on a beautiful airplane, but really big fun with you. So thank you very much.
Yeah, very welcome.
Thanks
No
a lot.
worries at all.
Fantastic.
My
And now I'm
pleasure.
going to rearrange the cameras, and I hope, our new AirClips cameraman Daryl and our new 2 show stars, Axel and Daryl, will keep it up tomorrow on the way to the Chathams. Looking forward to that.
That's
You
How
guys
many of
don't
these are you
switch
meant
off.
to take at a time?
Yeah, I mean tomorrow before, when you switch on the cameras, these pills are what you have to take.
I don't want to what's the direct? I don't want to overdose. Like, how many should I take at a
Skittles.
Skittles?
Skittles.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
It's okay. Skittles
Take
are
Okay,
care.
all right.
So-
on a video, just taking the lot.
Guys, thank you very much.
Hi.
Hi, mate.
Hey mate,
Captain,
what do you got?
what's all the GoPros for?
Huh? What GoPros? You fucking kidding me? Where did they come from?
Oh, come on.
airclips.com.